Hello everyone, Cancel here, and in this video we are going to review the newest Fire Soulweaver Ivana. So let's start with her kit. So her S3 dispels 2 debuffs from all allies, increase their combat readiness by 30%, and grants immunity for 2 turns. This skill also gives the team a unique buff that allows them to ignore damage sharing, which makes Ivana a good pick versus Lady of the Scales. Next, her S2 is passive skills and arguably the most important part of her kit. First, this passive prevents Ivana from getting combat readiness reduction, and at the start of a turn, she automatically dispels immortality from all enemies, and this ignores effect resistance, just like Veronica's passive. In addition to that, whenever an enemy gains immortality, Ivana will cleanse all debuffs from her allies and push herself by 50%. And this also gives the team an undispellable buff that grants 50% damage reduction. Lastly, her S1 is a single target attack that heals the HP of everyone in the team, and this is probably the most underwhelming part of her kit, because the healing is really low as it is proportional to the target's max health, and even with Soul Burn it's still very weak, so I would recommend not mulling her S1. Now let's move on to her build. After testing her out, I think the fast build is the best for Ivana. Her S3 gives a lot of utility, right? Such as ignore damage sharing and immunity. And a faster build allows you to pivot into a more aggressive playstyle as well, because she also CR pushes the team. I personally like her at 280 plus speed with immunity set. Immunity set is mainly for when you're fighting a fast Shepherd Lion. This way she doesn't get sealed before she can take her turn. And for her stats, right, you just want her at 280 speed. And honestly, the rest doesn't really matter. Because there will be cases when you want high ER on Ivana, and there will be cases when you want high HP. So it's it's difficult to get both of those at with a fast build. So you should try her out and see which build suits your playstyle more. But the nice part is that she's a Taurus Soulweaver, same stat as Amit, so she has a really good base stats. And if you have Imprint, it's gonna be a lot easier to build her. And as for her artifact, right, I think you can run her on her own artifact. You can also give her a soul artifact or even Guardian Ice Crystal. Anything is fine for her, but I think her own is probably the best because the extra combat readiness is gonna help you to cut like Shepherd Giants. Um, oh, her RT is also really nice to have on multiple units. Like it's probably best in slot on Moon Bunny, and there's argument that you can use her on Blue Elena as well. So let's say you're fighting Briar Witch Cleaver, and if they S1, your Elena can potentially cut their team. So yeah, her artifact is really good. Overall, I think Ivana is a solid unit. She is definitely a nice to have. However, if you don't have her, you'll be just fine. From my experience so far, the only place where I will pick her is in RTA. In Arena, there are many auto comps and cliff comps that can pretty much clear every single defense. And in Guild War, I've never found a defense where I felt like I needed to use Ivana. In RTA though, she's really nice to have because her existence alone was able to push Shepherd Diane from a first pick unit to a 4-5 pick right. And Ivana's interaction with Diane or Lady of the Scales is sort of similar to Schneel DDR situation. The Shepherd Diane and Lady of the Scales player can still play around Ivana, which I think is fine. I think it's great that she does not completely counter Diane or Scales, because we don't want a unit that completely removes another hero from the meta, right? And I think she's definitely not a must pull, and also because she's not limited, you can get her from the wish list. And you should probably save up because summer units are coming soon, right? And summer units are always limited and they're historically pretty good. So yeah, and that's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.